Hey, family, welcome back to another episode of the Saturday Sit Down, hosted by your two favorites, myself, Miss Erin Bull, and my lovely co host, Miss Lovey, host of Live, Laugh, and Lovey. So as y'all can see, my surroundings are a little different. I am on a vacation, so you may hear some random noise because he went out to get Joe. So I'm gonna have some coffee soon. Yes. Miss Lovey, how are you?
I'm good. I'm
You
tired.
sure? Yeah, me too. Me too. How was your week?
Busy.
Mine too.
Busy. Busy.
Extremely
Busy.
busy.
I popped another tire.
What? How
I
you do
did.
that?
Same way.
Coming out the bank?
No, I hit a curb.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm just going to avoid curbs altogether.
that's generally what we try and do.
Yeah. The guy at the tire shop, he was like, "Why are you here?"
Again.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, "Yeah, well, I don't want to hear that. You're about to make a sale, so get it capped. Chop chop."
Right. Okay, can I get my tire? Thanks.
Yeah. In the same area.
Just stay away from that area.
Yeah, I am. For a minute. For a minute. Unless I could go out there and make some money, then I'm gonna
We'll
do my
travel
best
for
to be a
money.
little bit more right. Exactly. And I was pleasantly surprised. Roadside assistance got to me in 24 minutes.
Okay, then.
Hmm.
Kudos to them. I hope he was much more helpful than the last one.
Oh yeah, he
Ugh,
was. Yeah.
child, that thing had me ready to fight. Oh. Anyways, that's
How
in
are
the
you?
past. Girl,
Besides
I'm
tired.
exhausted. I'm
Mm.
exhausted. So, we had a COVID scare at work. One of my coworkers tested positive well, he got it from his wife. So everybody had to get tested. Okay, obviously my test was negative. Thank God for that. But yeah, so I'm not playing with this thing at all. Like we mask up at work. Uh I was already pretty much socially distancing myself from people and things and stuff, but girl, I ain't playing. Mm-mm. And all these folks down here in the city this weekend. Um, this ain't the All Star weekend. This is Rona Star weekend. Y'all, you think she took a break? Like, oh, it's All Star weekend, girl. I'm gonna take this weekend off. Y'all go ahead, take your mask off, have fun. No, 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 no. They should have sent that to Texas or Mississippi where they want the Rona. Okay, we don't want that here. And all these people here, girl, have you been out today or yesterday?
No, because I knew that there's people out there, and I've seen people post saying that traffic is bad.
Girl,
Where did you go?
to work. Okay,
Yeah.
not today, not today. Yesterday, and I didn't get off work until 10 o'clock last night.
Hmm. Okay.
Twenty,
You hit. I mean, you coming from your job, you run smack dab into it. So
but I on normal Friday nights, I never have any problems
yeah, I
on
know.
20. Cause like 20, the only time you really gonna run into traffic on 20, the way I go, is if it's an accident or something
Hmm.
like that. But 20 is a straight shot. It's always wide open, no issues, whatever. But
Hmm.
baby, I was like, y'all need to go home. I roll my windows up like, there's too many people out here. We not socially distancing. Y'all ain't got no mask on or nothing. Like, I am for real scared of this Rona, honey.
They
That
had
thing
their
came too
mask on.
close. That was in the car, but still, like, nope. That's why I roll my windows up. Like, no, not playing.
I can. Hey, Hey, Nikki.
Hey, look at Nikki coming in at the beginning of the show.
Oh,
Okay.
shade. Insert here.
Ooh, right. Lucky I'm not on my matter of fact, I can get to it. It's all right.
Uh It's a shame.
Still got it. Still got it.
Mm-mm. Did you go anywhere
But
today?
yeah. Yeah, we did because, V's home. And so he wanted to go see the city, but then he forgot he was old and he hates traffic. So we was like, never mind. He came back in. But even on our side of town, we're in Stockbridge right now. Stupid. We're not even near Atlanta, baby. When I tell you everything is packed, like the All Star game is happening here. We what 20-25 minutes from the city. Like man, y'all know it's Rona out here.
Yeah, no, I stayed home. I have no business being outside. It wasn't warm today, right?
No, it
Okay,
was
yeah, that
not.
was another reason why I stayed in the house. Mhm. Nah, that's okay. Y'all can have that. People have been asking me if I was gonna go hang out. Like people who I probably hadn't heard from in a minute. You going to the parties? Why would I go? First of all, I'm older than probably everybody up in there.
Including the basketball players and the
Right.
coaches.
And the referees. Okay. There's nothing there that I want. Okay. Although I will take a referee
Mm-mm.
going into retirement
Okay.
because they got some girl. They life is just as great as a player.
Well, you know they get paid off. But never mind. Go ahead, carry on.
But no, I have no wants or desire to be outside. Is Are they having the slam dunk contest? Is that tonight or is it tomorrow?
Girl, it's basketball. I don't care nothing about it.
You don't even get into the All Star weekend. That's the time.
It's basketball. I don't care nothing about it.
I'm not even into basketball. I'm not really a big sports girl per se, but I know enough to be able to be in the know and to cuz I actually get excited around All-Star even though I don't know anything about the game, but just the activities. So we got to see you look off to the side and him coming into the room and closing the door.
Oh, you saw me get eye. Oh, we had this conversation before. You're supposed to keep going. But nevertheless,
No, I'm gonna point it out. Insert shade.
right, like
Oh my
because I said I'm gonna be live when you get back. So come in quiet. He come in slamming the door. And let me have my coffee. Thanks.
Anywho, how are the wedding plans coming along?
They are coming along. Thank you. I think we found the venue again. Okay,
Hey,
look.
B.
Say hey,
Okay.
say hey.
What's up, love it? What's going
Hey.
on? How y'all doing? Yeah.
So there's V. Everybody gets to meet V now,
Right,
you know.
Nikki. We seen it.
Can't be with the joke though. But so wedding plans are coming along really good. I think anyway, like I said, we're pretty certain that this is the venue. What this month? That the venue that I last looked at is the one that we're gonna go with. The coordinator, my cousin, will be here at the end of the month to give the final go ahead before we go ahead and secure the venue. Um, and then April the 3rd, we go bridesmaid dresses shopping. Yes, yes. You forgot? Not excited?
No,
No.
I mean I'm just tripping out the way that came out.
Oh, yeah. I was. Can you help me? I'm trying to get my
No,
cover.
no. I want to see you hang.
Okay.
Uh
Insert
huh.
shade on myself.
Uh huh.
That's how you gonna do. But anyway, so the wedding plans are coming along great. Um, the end. Carry on.
All right
Um,
then.
oh,
Did you watch Coming to America?
not yet. We will be watching it this evening after we conclude this episode right here. So, have you watched it? That's all you gonna say about it? Okay, so we'll talk about it next weekend then. Okay, all right. Just said it
That's
like a
all I'm gonna
bobblehead.
say.
Okay, all right. We'll do a follow up.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay, so what we got on the docket for this week?
Oh, they about to run us our money finally. Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
So the stimulus check finally passed. We know it passed in the House last week. And then it passed in the Senate today. Along party lines, a 50 to 49 vote. All Republicans said no. All Democrats said yes. Remember that, okay? Make notes. Um, the income limitations were set at 80,000. I think that's up from the 75,000 that they were talking about before. I guess because it was fluctuating. Initially, it was $75,000 income cap for individuals. Then they wanted it to come down to 50,000, and so they settled on 80,000. Okay, cool. And they reduced the unemployment benefits to 300 instead of $400 a week, but it will run through September. Um, and it's pretty much all that I know outside of they running us off with $1,800. So you'll
Yeah.
be getting a birthday gift. Cash up from Uncle Sam.
I mean, it probably ain't gonna come till like the end of the month.
Mm, it can come faster than that.
Yeah,
It
it
just depends on
can, but
when Biden sends it.
right.
I mean signs it.
So I don't know. We'll see. I know I'm gonna do what I gotta do with that some of that money and put the rest of it up because we ain't no telling when the next time we gonna get anything else.
Okay.
Mhm.
Actual factual.
Mhm. Yep.
Oh, also, so just a reminder, because you weren't here last week, missed you. But March is colon cancer awareness month. Every month I turn my nails blue in honor or in memory of my father who passed away 4 years ago from colon cancer. So every episode this month, I will make that reminder that March is colon cancer awareness month, and the color of the awareness is blue.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay.
Um, CMOS gel.
Yeah. You want to tell everyone about your journey?
So, at the recommendation of my wonderful co-host, I have started taking CMOS gel. Now, the first day it was uncut and unflavored, and it tastes like pond water, like the smell of pond water.
See moss.
Okay, but it doesn't taste anything like ocean. It tastes like pond. It's a difference. It tastes like it's dirt or something in it. Like it's horrible. Oh my god. But then I added honey, and now it's palatable. It doesn't make it taste good, but it is palatable.
Okay. We're good.
So you want to
What have
tell
you
us
been
about some benefits?
what have you
Oh,
been experiencing?
it doesn't give you like a boost of energy, but it knocks the drag off for me. And I noticed that on the first day. And it apparently boosts your metabolism
Uh-huh.
because I have been hungry all day. So I guess that's kind of a good thing in that I'm burning it off, but also
Mhm.
when I do eat, I'm not eating as much.
Okay. Good, good, good. Nikki's silly.
That's why I had to change it to the smell of pond water, okay? But also, when I was younger, we had a lake in the backyard, okay? And I fell in, almost drowned, swallowed the water, and never forgot the taste. Okay, thanks. Fun fact.
Maybe a fact, but I don't know about fun. Um,
So Nikki
that's
also
funny.
says it's a multiple sclerosis awareness month as well. Okay.
Nice, nice. All right. So with CMOS, I was introduced to it Actually, I was introduced to it a while ago. My ex, well, a lot of West Indian uh, natives, they generally take it. They make it the same in the form. Okay, so what I did learn is that have you ever seen the process of it being made into gel?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so with the gel, it's in its original state. It looks like something you get from the ocean. I say it looks like a brown coral reef. It's something like that, but it in the dry form. It looks like ramen. That's what I say. It looks like dry ramen
Okay,
noodles.
because that's what I remember when we looked at it. It looked like ramen noodles to me.
Hmm.
So before they dry it, it looks like the sponge reef, like a
Yeah,
coral reef kind of
yeah.
thing. Okay.
And then what you do is you have to put it in water to revitalize it. Just like you would do a noodle. You bring it, you boil it, give it the texture and everything, right? But you have to, it's like a rinse and repeat, like every so many hours. Like maybe, so I've seen some people let it sit and soak like 8 hours in within a 24-hour period. So
Okay.
you rinse it because you're trying to get the sand and the dirt out. You're trying to get all of the dirt out.
Mhm.
Um, and then what I found that for West Indians, they'll boil it because you still the same process. You boil it. Well, no. Some people boil it. Some people just rinse and repeat. But they boil it and then they keep the water and then they throw out the moss itself. So it's kind of backwards.
Okay.
Where we throw out the water and then
Mhm.
we keep the moss itself and then we put it in a blender and mix it up.
Mhm.
And so how I learned about it was my ex, um, baby Jamaica. He,
I didn't want to call him that.
yes, the first time I saw him with it, he had this drink and it said, Irish sea moss, right? And I remember he was drinking it and I was like, oh, let me taste it. Oh, it tasted horrible. I was like, who would put that in a can? It was horrible. So I found out about it through one of my good friends because she takes it on a regular for gut health. So I was
Mhm.
like, oh, I need to do that too. But then I started looking at the other benefits of sea moss as well, which is it actually has a lot more of the minerals and vitamins that we need on a daily basis that you don't get in a regular multivitamin.
All right.
Because there's a
Now,
hundred. Mm-hmm.
oh no, you getting ready to say what I was getting ready to ask you. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
there's 102 minerals that we need for the body, and sea moss has 92 of those minerals. So it helps with joint health, joint tissue, mucus, where you see that because you won't wake up, and you know how sometimes we're like, or
Mhm.
you gotta blow your nose. It eliminates or tones down a lot of the mucus in your body, your thyroid. Heard people say that it helps with skin issues like eczema and rashes and stuff. Some people
Mhm.
say it helps with weight loss. For me, I'm still fat, so
You are not fat, boo. You might be bigger than you like to be, but you are not fat.
I
But
know I got to be pushing at least 150.
please tell me that's not huge, cause I weigh more than
For
150.
me, I'm only 4'11". That's big.
Okay. Okay.
If I can't push myself, you'll see me at my prime where I push myself and I'm not tired.
Yes, because I was impressed. Like, look at you. Okay. Cool.
Exactly. So, and I'm not there anymore. I'm tired of that feeling. I don't like this. Nope. Mm-mm. But yeah, so it is helpful. You only need to take teaspoons or tablespoons per day. I usually put it in my tea if I'm not making a smoothie. How do you normally take it?
I normally just take get a big tablespoon and take it straight and chase it with either apple juice or cranberry juice.
Mhm.
Um, which I learned that because the first day, um, I took it straight. Number one, I hadn't put any flavor in it. It was horrible, disgusting, like, oh my God, unpalatable. And then I took water behind it, and that just extended and amplified the disgustingness of it. But then the next day, was it the next day?
Mm-hmm.
What did I do? Oh, so the next day I took it again straight, plain, whatever. But
And
I
then that's
chased it with the
when.
cran apple
Mm-hmm.
juice, so that kind of just stopped it from continuing to like from me having that residual taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
Then yesterday, after speaking to you, I put honey on the tablespoon that I was taking, and it made it a whole lot better. Now it doesn't make it taste great, does not make it taste great, but
But it,
you can swallow it. Okay.
yeah. And it has to be like organic honey. It has to be like honey in its raw state as possible. But
Right, because if you add anything artificial to it to add flavor to it, you cut the potency of it, correct?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so like don't put any table sugar, brown sugar, anything like that.
You
If you
put
want to go with the
cinnamon.
sweetener, you can put cinnamon, but to me, cinnamon is not anything without sugar. So I went with the honey because fortunately we had some natural honey at home. Um, and that worked for me. And with the honey, I found that I actually had a little residual flavor of the honey versus the residual taste of the sea moss gel.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and just as far as the consistency of it, like Lovey said, you can take it in various ways. But me personally, I want to get it over with. So give me the full spoonful straight, and let me chase it with something and be done. I'm not going to be drinking a whole uh quart or something of sea moss. Like,
You're not drinking. It's 2 tablespoons. It's not a lot when you mix it. I put in, of course, again in my smoothies. So of course, I'm not tasting anything. And
mm,
then I put it. If I don't feel like making a smoothie, I'll put it in my tea. And then the only thing that it does for the tea is that it'll thicken it a little bit because you're using a gel. So it'll
right.
kind of it's like a thickener a little bit.
Hmm.
But I can tolerate it in my tea. And it's where I try to get a flavored tea and then I use honey as a sweetener.
Okay.
So but yeah,
Gotcha.
I've seen some people I want to say someone said that they've taken it in applesauce.
Yeah, I've heard that.
hmm I don't like applesauce, so that's not gonna happen for me.
Oh, okay. Well, I like applesauce, but I don't like natural applesauce. Like no sweetener, no.
Oh,
It's
unsweetened, yeah.
yeah, no, that
hmm
doesn't work. So, like I said, the honey because it is sweet and it helps cut that taste. So at least it just tastes like something bad instead of like the bottom of the ocean.
Also, I heard that it does in fact increase your libido.
I heard that as well.
hmm
Have not been able to confirm that, but I have heard that.
Yes, Nikki. I know I have to be 150. Whatever. You're taller than I am, and you walk. I'm short, and I'm in a wheelchair. Technically, I would probably be obese. It's too big for a 4'11" frame. Technically, I'm like 4'7", but I like to say 4'11".
Right.
And my driver's license says 5 feet. So what?
Everybody's driver's license has some wrong information on it. Height, weight, eye color, hair color, so
Oh
I
no,
don't
I
know,
ain't
skin
lying about
color.
my eye color. Well, who does
Oh,
that?
not Miss Levy Coco Eyes McPherson. Oh, we
Never.
know.
Mm,
Not you, boo.
no, never. Mm-mm. hmm So yeah.
But yeah, we'll continue to keep you guys updated on our separate journeys with the CMOS gel. I also split the jar I have with V, so we'll have three different perspectives on the CMOS gel.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to go make me some tea tonight so I can drink it in my Starbucks cup because I bought the plastic version of the cup that you're drinking from.
I got you.
was quite excited about that.
Mm, I see.
Hmm You want to tell
Yep.
everybody that you miss cake
No,
because of
I
COVID?
really didn't want to.
COVID scare.
Yeah. So, all right, let me find my little fan. Okay, cause we about to insert some shade here. Insert shade. Yeah, let me tell you about this heifer, okay?
Why I gotta be a heifer?
So I called her and I said, "Oh my God!" So we had a COVID scare at work. I got to get tested. La, la, la. Oh man, it's a shame you almost got COVID because you're gonna miss out on cake. Like, never mind about the actual possibilities of COVID. It's a shame you're gonna miss out on this bomb cake I made. Like, thanks for your concern, boo.
I'm sure I said, "Oh no."
Nigga.
Oh
No.
my gosh. Okay, moving on. Moving on.
Mm.
You'll probably have cake next week, so there.
For brunch?
You
But
might.
anyways, okay. So finally, we get to have our conversation about the impact of music on today's society.
Mhm.
Um, it was just, I guess, this topic really didn't come from anywhere because sometimes I get my topics from conversations that I've seen on Facebook or so any type of social media or something like that. But just from me listening to music, and then I guess it did kind of come from social media. Like you see all these kids rapping these lyrics or parents recording their children saying these lyrics and things. I'm like, we didn't grow up like that. And then I just got to reflecting because it, like when I was coming up, there was mute like my parents would cut off, or my family anyway, because my mom didn't really listen to music. It was my dad, but he would cut off music when we came in, like certain music. Like we couldn't listen to Barry White. Practice what you preach. It wasn't until I got older that I knew my dad listened to Snoop Dogg. No idea. Like he knew the words. Like, whoa, wait, hold on. But you know, coming up, parents kept you away from that. When we listened to the radio, it was the edited version. It wasn't a lot of rap on there. You had to kind like I know you haven't been in Atlanta long, but when I was coming up, we had V103, um, and then there was 97.5 that came out for a minute, and then I think it changed to a gospel station now. But 97.5 was the first
97.5
all
turned
rap.
into 107.5.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
was the first hip hop rap channel in Atlanta.
Yep.
Because on V103 they would just play like
Um,
pop R&B kind of stuff, and
mhm.
then you had to wait for Greg Street at 6 o'clock p.m. He was on there from like 6 to 10, and then even then it was just mild rap. On Friday you would kind of get a little bit uh raunchier, but it was still edited. They didn't curse or anything like that. And there wasn't really an outlet for you to hear curse words in music unless you bought the explicit album or the CD. But now, with YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, all it is, children have direct access to this music without their parents. And parents are listening to the same music that their children are listening to, or they're not changing it. They're not like, oh, my kids are in the car, let me change the music. So how is that playing into the outcome of today, like what we're dealing with as far as the violence, the isolation, pre-COVID, even, just these hoes ain't loyal mentality, um betrayal, things like that.
Well, rap music. Oh well, it's not even really rap music, but music has evolved.
Hmm.
not necessarily in a good way, but it has evolved. And you're right, growing up, um, our parents weren't allowing us just to sit around and talk about sexual
Sexual
healing.
healing.
Right. It's not until we became full-fledged adults and we sit up there saying, hey, wait a
And then
minute.
we realize, we reflect back on what they were listening to. Like,
Right,
oh,
but we knew the words because we were listening to the edited version from the radio. But as we got older, it was just like, oh, what the heck? What is going on? Why were we singing that at 5?
right.
Um, but I think with the now you now hear a lot of the unedited version on the radio now. And that's
Hmm.
not listening to satellite. You're just listening to local channels. Um, the FCC has lightened some of its restrictions, so it is able to be played on air. But I hate to say this, but a lot of parents just don't care because they're not parenting in the same style as when we came up. They think it's cute. Yeah, they probably thought it was cute for us too, but they also knew when to put it in check. Hey, because I would never forget. I can see this day still clear as day. Okay. The Message by Grandmaster Flash.
Hmm.
My my sister's grandmother had a barbecue at her apartment, right? So we were in the backyard area, right? So I'm on one end of the backyard and everybody else is on the other end. But they had this big old boom box where they were playing it, right? So I'm just like, yeah, da 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 da. And I think the word was damn. I said it because for one, I'm a lover of music. Okay. I used to sleep with the radio on my face. Like I wake up and I had grid marks on my face.
Right.
So I knew the words verbatim. And so I'm just over there like, yeah. And I couldn't have been no more than like, because my mom was still here. So maybe like 6, 7. So I'm just like, yeah. Damn. My mama smooth came from the other side of the backyard. Don't you ever say that. Right. I was like, what? What? So their parents are too busy trying to be their children's friend. And, they're not parenting or are they being uh, authoritative as much as our parents were.
And also, though, like you said, music has evolved because we used to be able to listen to R&B, most of it, because it wasn't explicit.
Hmm.
Back in our day, it was implied sexual stuff. There was no cursing in R&B.
There was, but not in the mainstream music.
Right. But okay, the music that they played on the radio, like when
Hmm.
we listen to R&B on the radio, there wasn't really any cursing in it. Like I said, even the sexual songs were implicit, were implied.
Yes. Oh my God, Nikki. Yes. So facts. Babies are having babies. Absolutely. And go ahead, read her comment.
I mean, you can read
We couldn't even say liar, freak, let alone an actual curse word. She says, I'm 34 and I still don't curse around my mama. That's
it.
true.
Exactly.
That's true. I don't, well, shoot, we see Erin don't curse. We can barely curse on here and she grown as hell.
Right.
But it's true because even to my grandmother's dying day, I still wouldn't cuss around her. If I did cuss, it was because I was pissed. That was the only,
Yeah.
and even with my auntie Sharon, as close as she and I don't sit back and be like, yeah, miss, hey, what? No, I won't talk like that around her. There's parts of my podcast that I won't divulge about personal information on myself because I know that she listens. I'm
Right.
damn near 50. And I'm
Hmm.
still out here like, oh my God, I don't know what she gonna say. But yes, for the longest of time, I would never use the word pregnant. it fell in line with the words that Nikki just called out. I was like, oh no, I can't say pregnant.
What would you
Oh,
say?
expecting.
Mm.
I would never say pregnant. Because I would hear my grandmother say, yeah, she pregnant or she knocked up, blah, 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 blah. Oh, no, you wouldn't hear me say nothing like that. It wasn't until I was like 20, so my late 20s, before I was like, oh, she pregnant.
Oh wow. But I mean, and so to your point, there were definitely words that I could not use as a child. You know, liar, like she said, liar, freak, huh, what,
Oh, no.
yeah,
You better not say what? J- what?
nigga, couldn't say that. You know, sure enough, couldn't curse, couldn't even really use substitute curse words. Just had to leave the whole thing out. Like, mm-mm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Couldn't
Yeah.
even shoot a bird. You know,
No, I never did that, but probably because my disability would kick in and it would just come out all wrong anyway. Because even if I hold my
right.
hand up, you be like, you give me the finger? No, I'm just holding my hand up.
I wasn't.
You wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for you to do
You
that.
all turning red. What is going on?
You really caught me off guard. Wait a minute. Don't mute myself.
But yes, I mean, there's just certain things that I wouldn't say or do. And the bird was one of them. I wouldn't flip anybody off. I might do the Italian style,
Right.
but nah.
Or when Friends came out.
Right.
But
Fact.
also, so not just that it's a change in parenting, it's also just a change, like, is there any kid friendly music besides the actual like children's song?
Baby Shark.
Right, Baby Shark and stuff like that. Because when we were children, there was like music that adults could play with their children around and still enjoy.
Hmm.
I don't think that we really have that now.
No, we don't. Um, and it's true that we didn't have Kids Bop.
Right,
We didn't have watered down versions of the latest hits. We
right,
just knew you better not. I mean, we can repeat. 9 times out of 10, we didn't realize what we were saying.
right,
So we were just going along with it. Hey, got a funky beat. Hey, I like what they saying, what I think that they're saying. But yeah, nowadays, but the state, in my opinion, the state of music in itself is garbage.
hmm,
It's definitely not being produced in a fashion that's going to be long lasting. It's just in the now, which
yeah,
I probably artists of yesterday probably weren't thinking, well, what is this going to sound like 30 years from now? 20, 30 years from now? Is this going to be a hit? No, but I think in today's world, you kind of have to think like that, especially with our old heads who have hits from 30 years ago, 30 plus years ago, and it's still banging. It's
right.
still banging. It's still relevant. So nowadays, kids today or musicians of today, they need to think like that.
Hmm. And I think that, now the average lifespan of the hits is what, 3 years, maybe? I
If that,
think maybe what after what, maybe 2000, mid 2000s, it stopped lasting for years.
yeah.
Now,
One,
is it because they're putting out so many albums back to back? Because remember, album releases used to be a thing.
mm-hmm,
You know what I'm saying? Like, artists were not releasing an album every month,
mm-mm,
every week. Seemed like some of these people putting out albums every week. Like, Man, you used to be able to keep up with the new albums. The album used to have time to get old before they put a new one out. And now it's just like once they
I
put out a new track, it's a new album. Like,
well, with the I don't want to say the digital age. That just sounds so dated. But with the boom of social media, that kind of took away the novelty of us having to go to a record store to buy music, because you can now just hit a button, click, and it's on your device. It makes it
mm-hmm,
more accessible. So now, because they don't have to worry about actual, releasing a physical product, they banging out the hits more and more and more and more and more. So I get that more than likely they want to stay relevant, but sometimes relevance turns into saturation. Like, there was a point where Lil Wayne was on everything, regardless of whether or not it was his own music or he was a feature. I was like, oh my
mm-hmm.
God, how many more times I got to hear this man talk? So, but I think it kind of all started with Soldier Boy.
Really?
Because he was like the first uh like rap artist to go viral on YouTube. So
Okay.
digitally, he was the spark that started now this flame, this
Mm-hmm.
abundance of fire of people putting things out that's not that great. Cause Soldier Boy,
Mm.
what he got? How many like great hits? Like where like, oh, that's what, 3?
Probably. Like Soldier Boy Tell 'em. I mean, that was
Mm-hmm.
his name. So was it his song too, Soldier Boy Tell 'em? And
What's
Yule.
Yeah,
What
and then
that
what's that? Hop up out the bed, turn my swag
swag.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Swag surf. I surf, watch me surf and
and
swag.
that's him.
Oh, I forgot. Is that
That's not him.
swag then I surf? Nope.
No, that's not
So
him.
okay, take that back.
Yeah, so it's and then as far as like R&B, um, Beyonce kind of set the tone with. At one point, she was kind of putting out an album like every other year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was every other year because on her off year is when award shows was garbage. You're like, where is Beyonce? I want to see her through all of this. Um, but yeah, so it's and now everybody got to put out music more and more. It's just like what used to be, you had to go find a song on a mixtape. They're now dropping that on a much more frequent basis.
And I think that's leading to them focusing on quantity versus
Over quality.
quality.
Yep, I
And we're
agree.
calling it music, probably for lack of a better word, because music today has everything except for music. It's not lyrical, and even the instrumental ain't that fire. Every now and again, it might be a hook or this one beat right here, and that's it. And I think that the only reason that we're learning the words is because they get played so often.
Yes.
And
Mm,
I'm like, how is it so much music out here, but we keep hearing the same song over and over and over and over and over again?
hmm
Even on serious like streaming services like Sirius XM, they ain't no different than the radio, than the national radio. They just don't have commercials.
Okay, so
But
I
I
thought it was
swear they
just
have like
me.
5 songs. No.
I thought it was just me because I stopped. When did I stop subscribing to Sirius? Probably like in 16,
Mm-hmm.
15, 16, for that very reason. I was like, why am I hearing these same songs? I could be listening to the radio, my local stations, and hear these same. Nah, I'm cool. I'm not paying for this. Yeah, same rotation, Nikki. Absolutely.
And the only reason that I still have Sirius XM is not for the music. It's because I can listen to MSNBC and CNN.
hmm
That's why. I can
Mhm.
listen to, TV shows as opposed to music. If they didn't have that, I wouldn't have Sirius XM today.
Right. Right. Yeah. It's crazy. It's sad. Nine times out of
Hmm.
10. Usually when I'm in the car, I don't even listen to the radio.
What are you
Or if
listening to?
nothing.
Oh.
I know. It's weird. Or if I turn it on, depends on time of the day. Like if I'm in the car between 2 and 6, yeah, I'll turn on, listen to Ryan a little bit as much as I can tolerate from him.
Mm.
Um, or the Kenny Burns show or DL Hughley. So there's content to be listened to. But it's just some music in between. But yeah, but
I feel you.
yeah.
I get you. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Music has gone downhill. It's garbage. It's just not the
And
same.
why is it? Why is, I guess, degradation so popular? Degrading women, degrading men, degrading everything. Like nothing positive goes viral. The closest to positivity on the radio right now might be J. Cole. Maybe Kendrick Lamar every now and again.
Facts. I don't know. Like Charlemagne the God says, um, no one wants to listen to the truth when the lie sounds better.
Mm. Mm.
So, why?
Right.
And so we live in an age where trolling and keyboard bullying and all that other stuff is so relevant. You know what I'm saying? People want to go with yeah, yeah. That's why relationships are suffering too. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. I don't know.
So
Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, so to Nikki's point about that's why relationships are suffering too, is because there's no focus on real relationships, or not even focus, but no, it's not popular to just be happy in love, to be loyal, to be true, to be with one person, and to be ride or die. It's always you got to have several. You got to have one for this purpose, one for that purpose, one for that purpose. And it's not about building. It's not about cohesion, exclusivity, monogamy, none of that. Like everything that we grew up on, everything that, like, when we came up, our music taught us, or I guess kind of, I guess it's just the power of music, but taught us to believe in love. That love could happen. You can have a bad time or an issue in your relationship, and you can fix it. Me and my woman cried together. Okay, ain't nobody talking about that today. Lenny Williams. Okay, went to her house. What do you say? I watched television till television went off. Okay, that
Mhm.
no, something like that. Now they're like, oh, you ain't answering my phone. I'm gonna call the next one. Just off the rip. Like no matter how long y'all been together, no, you got to keep women, or you got to keep men like a deck of cards, and just pull a different one every day. Like, I mean, we in a generation idolizing people like a Future and shaming people like Russell Wilson.
Right.
We're at the point now where love is not trusted, but disloyalty and hate is the thing. Like that's all that's out there now. Everybody's
Mhm.
hating on you. Everybody's disloyal. Don't trust nobody. No type of code anymore. No code of ethics. They everything is just grimy in relationships. Even on the hustle tip, it used to be in gangster music and rap music. They told you how to play the game. Don't get high on your own supply. Don't sell dope out your mama house. Okay, like now you hide yams at your auntie house. Okay, like I'm just saying,
No, I'm
it's all backwards.
I'm just laughing because on the Biggie documentary on Netflix, um, they one of his friends was saying that Big's mom came in and was just like, "Why did you leave this plate of mashed potatoes dried up in your room?" But it was cold,
Right.
and so
I
she's
already knew what you said.
yeah, so she scraped it off and threw it in the trash. So when you said, don't be having the stuff in your mama's house, it just made me think about that. But
Mm. And that's a shame because he was the one that said
well, he learned. He probably learned after that.
that.
And it was funny because she was just like, I don't know how I could be more mad at a dead person than I am right now.
Mm.
Yeah, it was funny.
Nikki said she was watching it before she came in.
Yeah, that was funny. That was a good documentary. That is a must see.
Okay.
hmm
All
hmm
right.
But yeah, the state of the music culture. That's why I stick to. Matter of fact, I did a paper on this a few years ago too, because my professor had asked about local radio stations, something like that. And my argument was there's clearly something wrong with the state of music today. If we're, and I haven't really heard them so much now over the last, I would say maybe 3 or 4 years. There used to be a whole bunch of old school stations. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't hear about them too much anymore.
All right.
Um, but clearly there's something wrong with music of today if our stations were saturated with old school music. And when I say old school, I mean like 90s R&B,
Mm-hmm.
which isn't that old.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm an old school, I'm an old head when it comes to music. Listen, whenever I get married, everybody in my circle needs to pull their money together to get Shantae Moore to sing in my wedding, okay? Okay.
Okay. Duly noted.
Yeah.
Glad we have plenty of time for that.
Yeah. Shantae Moore, I could listen to her all day. Matter of fact, when my friend Jessica was here a couple of weeks ago, I was pulling up something on my TV and she was like, there go that damn Shantae Moore again. You still rocking with her? Yes. Yes, I am. Oh, you've met her 3 times? I've met her once. Oh, she is the best. I love her. I'm not gay,
Let me
but I would
ask
be
you
gay for
this.
her.
Oh Lord. Woo. Wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, I know.
Do you think that the death of Whitney Houston played a part?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
No dying off. No, nothing. Just music in itself is transitioning like that. Because I mean, like Whitney Houston, Janet Jackson, Paula Abdul, Shantae Moore, Sade, who else? What other? Aaliyah. Okay. um.
I don't know about that one, Sway.
No.
I don't know about putting Aaliyah and Janet in the same category as Shantae and Whitney.
Well, I mean, just in their longevity. Like we still
Okay.
listen to Aaliyah.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not putting them together as far as oh they're as good as each other. No. Just as far as having that staying power.
Um. Yeah. Well, you know how we are, people in general. We love and adore artists when they're gone. Um. So I think that kind of Aaliyah was putting out good music, no doubt.
Mhm.
Because she had a machine behind her. So no question about that. But as far as her vocals, she's never been she and Janet aren't the strongest. They're great Aaliyah and Janet are great entertainers, but that's it for me. I was vocally, nah, I don't look for them for that. But sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, no, no. I was just processing what you're saying because when you talk about Janet, anytime, any place, like,
No, entertaining. Yes, she is very entertaining. She has hits, but as far as
mm.
vocals, no.
Oh, okay, okay, all
Mm-mm.
right.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Mariah Carey, even. Mm,
I used to rock with her vocally, absolutely. I
okay.
used to rock with her around maybe a little after Vision of Love. I still
Mm,
have that cassette.
I know you do.
Hmm. Um, but yeah, she's not my go-to.
No, Mariah Carey is one of those people that I forget about till I hear her.
Yeah, yeah. Shantae gets whistle rounds circling Mariah. Okay, they both have that high octave range, but Shantae, oh girl, just
What's your favorite Shantae Moore song?
woo! I can't answer that. That's why way too many. Way too many. Oh, okay. Wait. The one song that'll make me stop is actually her collaborations with Keith Washington, "Candlelight in You" and "I Love You."
Okay.
Man, listen. One of those is me and my husband at the wedding. We got to reenact. That's since I can't have a true first dance. We're gonna do a reenactment, okay?
Okay.
Hmm. Yes. So, oh, girl, I guess that would make me stop dead ass in my tracks.
So, what does the future of music look like?
Ooh. Um, I think artists of today, they really need to take a page from older artists and just sit down and just kind of figure out the formula, or just sit down and just listen to how they speak and what they did. It's not saying that they have to implement those same tactics to put out good music, but they still got to stay true to themselves, but they could implement or incorporate some of those traditional values into the new school values.
Gotcha. Because, like, I'm thinking, are there any artists of today, in your opinion, or that you know of, that 5, 10 years from now they'll be doing the so and so story? Other than if they pass, you know what I'm saying? Like they could be alive and still make a biopic of them. Because I don't. Nobody has a story. I won't say no, no, no. Everybody has a story. They do.
Uh-huh. One that stands
But
out.
right, because we have, of course, the Michael Jackson stories, um, Tina Turner. Did Whitney Houston? Whitney Houston, did we have a biopic of her?
um, there are unauthorized versions,
Okay.
but nothing that her estate or one that she actually put out while she was here. No. Mm.
Okay. You have Tupac, you have Biggie, obviously because they died, but at least there was also a story to them.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Beyond just the story of their death, there was actually a story of their life.
Right.
Um, they did a new edition, obviously the Temptations. The who was the Five Heartbeats based on?
Oh, I forgot the name of that group.
Is it
Oh,
the Dales?
the Dells. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Um,
Which, by the way, the Temptations movie, that is my favorite movie. Okay. That's one movie that'll make me stop in my tracks, not sit there and watch it the whole 4 hours. Okay.
okay. I do. I love all those music movies.
Hmm.
Um, What's the one with Jennifer Hudson and them? Was that based on somebody?
Dreamgirls, that was off
Yeah.
of a stage production.
Okay, so it wasn't based on a group.
It was loosely based off of Diana Ross. Was it? What's the group? What
Supremes.
Supremes? Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Um. So I mean, I don't think that artists of today have that staying power. The only reason why they even stay in your mind is because they're putting out so much,
Hmm.
and I don't think that it's a lot about the quality of it. You know what I mean? Like,
But I will say, let's use Drake as an example. Drake used
hmm
to put out a lot of music, but he was putting out good content.
he really was like that boy, and he was everywhere.
Yeah,
Everywhere. He
whether
was
it
on
was a
everything. You didn't
feature,
know if it right. You
right,
never knew whose song it was.
right, but it was quality. It was quality music. Where, because he been in the game for what, 10 years now, maybe a little over 10 years.
Hmm
We can still listen to a song. You be like, dang, I forgot he did that. Okay,
hmm
yeah. So he has the method. And two, he has good people around him that's assisting with making great music. But a lot of people
hmm
don't have that. Just saying.
Can an artist be successful, positive, well, successful and positive? Can that happen together? And the music be good at the same time? Because now to be successful, it don't take anything but people to listen. Because now it's not so much of album sales, it's more streams. You know what I mean? So it almost allows anybody to be popular or to be successful. You just have to find the right algorithm to get your content put out there versus you actually having engaging content.
Hmm. Um, I mean, there is. I mean, because if you want to use like a point of reference, Fresh Will Smith, you
True.
know, um, it's of course anything is possible, but will people latch onto it? Not immediately.
Yeah.
It's sad because even back then he had a hard time.
Yeah, he did.
You know, I'm trying to think I forgot what story I was watching, and it may have been he was speaking. No, Kid and Play. Aha, speaking of wholesome, you
Mm-hmm.
know, he was talking about the time when they were on tour with NWA.
Oh,
So, their music was very fun, and they didn't curse. Well, they curse a little bit, but not as, definitely not by today's standards.
right.
So, um, you remember in Straight Outta Compton how they had that show in Detroit where they had the police there and they weren't allowed to curse, and they were just like, "You cannot do F the police," right?
Right.
So they told everybody on the bill no cursing, right? So there is a line in one of their songs where Kid does curse, and he changed the lyric a little bit. I think he said, I don't know the verbatim, but just say, instead of saying damn, he said darn,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so he said that when they got back on the bus to leave, Ice Cube was just like, "You said darn." So he got teased for that, and he was just like, "Look, I was just doing what I was told to do." But to be teased by a fellow artist, but because they went ahead and did F the police, they went
Mm-hmm.
against the grain. So I think it is in fact possible for an artist to be clean, because comedians of the past, Bill Cosby was one of them. He didn't curse,
Mm-hmm.
whereas Dick Gregory did.
Mhm.
So it's possible. Um, yeah, I'm with Nikki. Everything is hypersexualized these days, and if you're not talking about sex, you know, you're
Right.
nothing. Your music is not going to be anything. And nowadays, women, especially like Cardi B, talking
Mm.
about WAP, and
Mhm.
because before, if you wanted to listen to that style of music, you had to go to, ooh, what is that lady's name?
Kaya.
No, oh, back older. Oh, what is that? What is that woman's name? Ooh, okay, just go ahead, cause it's gonna come to me.
What
And
did
she
you
was
got a
real
lyric?
raunchy. She was real raunchy. Um,
So a raunchy female.
I can't think of
And
her
it's
name.
gonna kill you till you figure it out. But go ahead. What's your point?
Um, yeah, you had to go to artists like that. You had to go underground to listen to their names. I mean, listen to their
Mhm.
music. Whereas it's everywhere. It's on mainstream music. So
Mhm.
it's just like, man, oh goodness, I don't know. It's gonna kill me. What is that lady's name? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So I mean, I don't know if we'll ever get back to, or well, get back to like a wholesome type music, or not even wholesome, but at least encouraging. You know what I mean? Like, okay, cursing is just here to stay. Cool. You know, what I mean, I curse not on my program because my mama be watching, and I don't curse in front of my mama. But all right. But back in the day, they used, like I said, it just used to be standards, you know what I mean? And as I got ready to say it, I thought about like Ice Cube and NWA and all that, they brought about that calling women out of their names and things like that, Public
Mhm.
Enemy, all of them.
Yep.
But
Millie
I
Jackson.
oh Mom's Mabley, Lord. That's my hey mom, see, glad I didn't curse. There she is. The queen. But I don't know. I really would like to just see some positivity, something encouraging, unity. We don't have any of those types of songs. I mean, at least we do have some Black Lives Matter movement music. We are seeing some of that, so at least it's something to move us forward as a people. But I definitely think that we have played a part. Well, not we, but our music has played a part in the breakdown of our community.
Mhm.
You know.
Absolutely. And that's true. Unity. You use the exact words, unity. Because before, we had self destruction. We're all in the same game. Those are my songs too. D Nice
Mhm.
played that not that long ago too. I was like, I ain't heard that in a minute. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. We got to do better. We as consumers need to send a unifying message to these artists. Hey, we're not going to buy your music if you continue to keep putting this out. But
So in the digital age, and we're a little bit over time, but in the digital age, how do we send that message? You know what I mean? Because it used to be that's how we did it. We just didn't purchase the album. We boycotted the album or boycotted the artist, But now they're getting streams of income from everywhere that it's really hard to send that message. We don't have a one sure method of doing that. You know what I mean? Because if we choose not to give them the likes and views or whatever on YouTube, they're on Spotify. You know, there's algorithms that calculate things that we do. Are we listening to the whole song? Do we hear the first 10 seconds and then fast forward? You know, it I don't know. So I mean, how who controls the direction? Do the consumers control it, or do the producers or the providers of the content control it? Like, y'all gonna get this work. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. Like, I don't even know how to give out awards now. Because how y'all know? Everybody gets likes and views except for this channel. But
My God.
shade on myself. But
Right.
carry on.
That's a good question. And you can't really put that on the producers because the producers trying to eat too.
Mm-hmm.
They just, hey, I got this beat. I could get Drake on this beat. Or no, I got this beat. I could get City Girls on this beat. City Girls ain't gonna be around for another 10, 20 years.
Oh no.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So I think if the streaming platforms kind of come together and put something out where there's restrictions, not restrictions, but I don't know. That's a hard question
You know
because
what
if
I'm saying?
when something bad happens, like an R. Kelly situation, they'll pull it. But
Mm-hmm.
why do we have to wait until something drastic happens for you to have a moral compass?
And and I guess part of it, at some point, you kind of get into that same freedom of speech argument too.
I was thinking that because when I was talking, I was like, no, that's going to be freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it could be kind of controlled by the platform. So say if YouTube says, okay, we're only gonna play music that is not degrading to women. If your song is degrading, then okay, where's that music gonna go?
World Star.
And right, World Star. I mean, and now, okay, so if YouTube prohibits that, because they're a privately owned company, they can do that. Now that opens a network for another platform. You know what I mean? So it's hard to really contain it, because at least when we were back in the days with the hard versions of the music, CDs, cassette tapes, all of that, that's how we controlled it.
Mhm.
Because they could produce all the albums you want, but they sat on the shelves, and that was a message.
Right.
But now they could just shoot the streams, get a little, get a few streams over here, a few streams over there, a few, like, oh, it's not really popular on Spotify, but it's booming on YouTube or Pandora or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's interesting to see how the digital form has evolved.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I actually miss getting CDs and going and smelling the record store. I miss that. I do. I could spend hours in there. hmm hmm Yeah. Question of the day.
Oh yeah, because I was about to get up out of here. So yes, question of the day.
Yeah, question of the day is if you could be guaranteed one thing in life besides money, what would it be?
Happiness
Okay. Good one. Good one. You
for
want to
you.
elaborate on that? Oh,
Oh,
okay.
you
So
want
I'm
me to
saying
look?
you want my answer?
Okay, well, I'll elaborate. So I opted for happiness because there's so many sources of happiness for me that would encompass, like, you know a successful marriage, parents that live forever. What I'm saying, family coming together, unity in the black community. That would bring me happiness. So if I could have that one thing, which would be happiness, I feel like that would encompass a lot of different positive things. So that's my two
Okay.
cents.
Good answer. Good answer. So mine would be health
Mm,
because when you're healthy, you're happy.
okay.
So it kind of goes hand in hand because
Mm-hmm.
you have a even we don't know the day nor the hour of when we're checkout time for us will be. But in the
Mm-hmm.
time that we do have here, if we are living a healthy and prosperous life, then that's going to reflect on your attitude. That's going to reflect on you as an overall person. So, health.
Okay.
Hmm. Yeah.
All
Uh,
right. Interesting question of the day.
What about you got a Black 365 fact today or no? No? Okay. Well, to be continued next week.
Right. Right. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for rocking with us. We know we went over just a little bit, but hopefully you all enjoyed the conversation and the discussion. If you are watching this on replay, don't forget to hit like. Don't forget to hit subscribe and the notification bell so you can actually catch us live. We do this every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much for your time. Make sure you are staying masked up, socially distanced. Those of y'all that's running around my city, go home, go home. We full, and this Georgia, so Rona running around. Okay, yeah. But nevertheless, we out of here. Thank you, Lovey. See you
Bye.
guys next week. Bye.
Bye.